I Am Here. It is our second season. I am Gabi and she is Amarilis. And we're joined with our lovely friends. This is Delacey. And
Alba. Woohoo!
And we are doing an episode on friendship today. Please follow us on IAmHerePod on all social media platforms.
Right, that's right. Share, subscribe, let us know what you think, and just hit us up. So I'm excited today because we're talking about friends. What about your friends? They know them. Y'all don't know. Wait, time out. Is that song older than you guys?
If you want to be my lover, you gotta get with my.
I don't approve of that message. You know, like, I don't want no lovers getting with my friends. I'm just saying.
Don't think that's the message there, but carry on.
That means.
It says, if you want to be my lover, you got to get with my friends. That's what it says.
They're British.
You gotta get along with my friends. Too.
I think, yeah. That makes sense.
I'm going to chalk that up to cultural differences. I don't know. But I was like, I don't want no lovers getting with my friends. I mean, people do what they do. But that's not me. I'm all about the monogamy. Ooh, bars.
So, do we have any, because I know we have some listeners from all over. What does get with mean something different in the UK than it does here?
I don't know.
Please
let us know, please, because I hadn't been to the UK. I mean, I had a layover in London once, but that was it. So
That don't count, girl.
So no, we wanted to talk about friendship because a lot of the feedback we had gotten was, you guys got to talk about relationships, which we will. It's coming, so stay tuned. But a thought was also like relationships include so many things. We talk a lot about family, and we'll be going into just dating relationships and romantic relationships. But there is a unique thing about friendship relationships that we want to dig deep into, because I don't know about you. I do know about you, Gabi. You've gone through some friendship breakups just like I have, and that crap is intense, you know. And we want to kind of talk about, all right, the importance of friendships, how we met our friends. That's why I invited Delacey and Alba, and they came to hang with us today. Question for you, because I just met Delacey from this episode. I've known about Delacey, but I don't know Delacey. So I want to know your friendship story.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we did rock ensemble together. It's a music group. It's kind of like rock band. So basically, you get a bunch of students together, and then we play music, and like, yeah. So it's basically like we have our own little band, but it's for school. And as soon as you came in through the door, I already knew we were gonna be friends. She was like, "Hey guys," and then she like ran in and she goes, "Is this rock ensemble?" And then she sat down, and then I was like, "She seems funny." And then I was like, "Okay." Then afterwards, like we came up to each other somehow to get to know each other. And then you were like, "I was eating a chicken sandwich," and then I didn't know that I had to be somewhere. I'm like, "I have a class right now. I'm supposed to be in rock ensemble," and I was like, "Yep, we're gonna be friends."
Because she had a chicken sandwich and she was rushing. So that's like, dang, we're friends.
I was like, I feel like I should be somewhere. And then I was like, oh crap. So I ran myself 20 minutes late because I'm eating a chicken sandwich. These doors are heavy. So I pushed the door open. I'm like, is this rock? And they're like,
oh
yeah.
My gosh.
So embarrassed.
It was so funny. I was like, oh, that's my kind of friend. I like her.
My kind of friend.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, she's awkward. I like it.
Yeah. Because most people would be like, oh, like, hello. They try to be fancy, but you were like, no, I was eating a chicken sandwich, and then I just came in, and I was like, okay, yeah.
It's funny because I remember seeing you guys, like, your little clip, like, on one of your performances. And I'm like, look at this. What is this friendship? Who is this girl? Why are they having fun and dancing? Okay, so this is why. Because Gabriela has said 1 and 2 and 3 and million times she don't dance. We've done so many performances together that we've tried to help her just find a stage presence. But I remember watching the video and I was like, wait a minute, why is Gabriela dancing? why is she singing and she has a stage presence, and then she's having this like almost like playfulness with this girl who's in this band, and we've tried to help Gabi get a stage presence when we're doing performances. And I'm like, no, it's just coming natural. She's just having fun. It was so cool to see. I was like, oh, that's so cute.
That makes me happy. It's because when you have the right people with you and you're performing with the right people, you just feel a lot more comfortable. So it's a lot.
I'm a little offended.
You're the
with
wrong
that.
person, girl. You're the wrong
That's what
person.
I'm sorry.
That's
Take
what I
offense.
see. Alba understand that I'm the wrong person.
No. It's different because we were dancing. You and like Amarilis and I had to dance, but I don't dance is the thing. Like that's not my thing. And then that's why I felt super awkward because I was like, I'm not singing and dancing. I was just supposed to be like dancing, and then I was like, this is like weird. And then like the people I was singing with weren't like necessarily excited about dancing, so I was like, oh, so it was different. How did you guys meet?
Met on Tinder.
You met on Tinder? Wow.
Just kidding. Christian Mingle.
Christian Mingle. Oh, farmersonly.com.
Okay, Amarilis, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna put this on mute, and you're gonna have 30 seconds to explain how we met, and then you're gonna go on mute, and I'm gonna explain how we met in 30 seconds, and they'll tell us how similar our stories are. All right, I'll put 45 seconds because you stuttered.
All right, cool.
All right,
So I went to the
and
gym.
mute.
Okay, I was at the gym. I was practicing breakdancing with another friend, and I was in the corner because I have social anxiety, and I was trying to practice by myself so nobody could see me. And then this chick comes out of nowhere. I'm watching her because she's really good, and I'm like, ooh, a little jealous. And then she comes out of nowhere. I'm like in my little bubble, and she's like, hey, I see you practicing freezes, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, you're not supposed to see me. Don't see me. And then she's like, oh. And then she wanted to practice things, and I can't do it. It's too much pressure. I hate this game. I hate it. But she, I followed her on Facebook, and then we met at Eden's summer camp because she made her own business, and I took Eden. I don't like this. I don't like this. How much time is left? I can't see nothing.
Oh, let's see how different your stories are.
I'll keep the same timer, but you have to put it on mute now.
Why? I won't interrupt you.
Well, it's not fair that way.
I'll go like this. La, 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 la.
Okay, but don't go la 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 la.
Wait. Okay. I'll put the sign in. I'll put a sign in.
I just lost 2 seconds because of you, girl.
Sorry. Bye.
All right, resume. So this is a story all about how Amarilis and Alba, they met downtown. Nah, I'm just kidding. We didn't meet there. We actually met at a gymnastics place. She was over there, and me being all extra about it because I'm a girl and I'm learning how to like dance and stuff. So I'm like, oh, let me go over there and see if she needs help. She ended up teaching me. Fast forward like 4 years, she brings Eden to summer camp, and it's my summer camp, and we've been friends.
Oh, that was so different. I like how in your story, like you're talking about how Amarilis helped you, but like she did not say that at all. Like on her side of the story, she was like, oh, she was so much better than me and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, what? That just shows a lot about you guys. That's cute. I love that.
Amarilis, where am I on the screen?
Yeah, you're on the bottom.
Oh, I am? Okay, then. Hey, girl, high five.
What are 5 things that you admire about Alba? Go.
No, it's weird.
It's not weird.
Close
It's
your
not
ears
weird.
then.
Huh?
Then she could close her ears then if it's weird.
She gotta close her eyes so she don't hear. All right. Things I admire about Alba. You know, the things that I admire about her drive me crazy too. You know? All right. Because she is persistent. And that can be awesome. I'm like, dang, that girl is like, she don't quit. But then the thing is, she don't quit. But she's persistent. She has so much vision, and not only for her own life, but she's like that's a raven, where she can when you're talking to her and you're like, oh, I want to do this, she's not going to let you just dream. She's going to go grab a book and she's like, all right, write your plan out. What steps are you going to do and how are you going to do that? So she really has the vision and the steps of getting there. Alba is not scared to be who she is. And maybe you are scared. I don't know if you work through that or what it is, or you just be fronting that you.
I don't care.
But that's the thing. It's just like she's going to be herself wherever, at least when I've seen. An openness to help other people. Alba has her dance studio and she allows everybody to come in. She has people, well, not everybody, because I mean, we have boundaries now, right? But being able to have this heart for people of really serving and caring for people and people who are homeless in front of the dance studio. Alba knows who they are. She talks to them. She helps them out. She gives them food if she can. Yeah, they're her homies. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. Her heart is so big and so pure. And I don't know. She's just a crazy chick. I don't know if that was 5. Did you guys count? I went off a little bit.
I did not count.
You just sweet.
Alba, you're crazy awesome. Because legit, when I was telling my story, I saw you in the gym. I saw you practicing and I saw you dancing and you were over there like doing your thing. And I was like, dang, she's so good. That was like my mentality. No, you weren't. And I didn't even know that you were starting. I was like, man, but she's doing drills. Like you were doing drills with one of your friends.
Like when I had discipline.
And it was so awesome to see. I'm like, oh, she's cool. Let me stay in this bubble so nobody can see me. Because I get intimidated. I was like,
ooh, a girl? Yes.
And I run. I'm like, oh, avoid.
Too, I was like, should I even talk to her? Should I talk to her? Is that weird? Should I talk to her? I could talk to her.
That's so cute. You're so
supposed to practice debating if I should talk to you or not, because I didn't know if that was like uncomfortable or not.
I'm glad you did.
Like stranger danger.
Stranger danger. But legit, one of the thoughts that came in my head is like, you're not supposed to see me. Like, I'm hiding in this corner on purpose so you don't see
in the
me.
middle of a giant gymnastics floor. You're hiding in a corner. Yes,
yep.
Totally.
Yep.
Now I remembered it. You were low to the ground the whole time, just like.
Yeah, I was trying to hide. And then you're just like, hey, hi, my name's Alba. Oh, what's your Facebook? Da, da, da. And I'm like, whoa, like this is how friendships are made. Like this is how people do it. Like you just go up to a person and you just talk to them. That's how it works. It was so new to me and I appreciate it.
I wanted girls to do that for me. Yeah, going into the scene, I wanted girls to do that for me. And the ones who didn't, I immediately thought like, oh, they're mean. Ugh. So I was like off put by that, you know? And the girls who did do that, I was like, oh, they're so nice. You know, it's funny because just because someone doesn't say hi to you doesn't mean they're a mean person or it doesn't mean anything. It just means they didn't say hi to you. You didn't say hi to them either. I don't know why we have that mindset with it, but yeah. But I don't know. I'm glad I did see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
It was crazy because we met that one time and then you asked me for like my Facebook or Instagram. I was like, I didn't have an Instagram at the time.
Yeah, you didn't have Facebook.
And then you're like, oh, do you have Facebook? And I'm like, all right. And then that was it. I never saw you again. Like I didn't see you again for years. Yeah. I was just a Facebook stalker. That's it. So I would see you post things.
We were just liking each other.
Yes, just liking each other. That's right. We're just hitting likes. Oh, and then I see that you come back to Kissimmee, and I'm like, what? She's doing a studio? Where is it at? Let me support her. I want to support her in what I can just because your vision was so crazy. And then you had the summer camp and I was like, ooh, it's right by my job. I'm going to take my nephew. Boom. Bring her. And it was more to support you in your business and what you were trying to do. And then I thought it would just be fun for him, but it was more to be like, all right, let me support her dream. And then you wouldn't let me go from the studio. Then we're just friends forever. That's it.
It was January of last year, and you sat with me at the studio.
Yeah.
You just sat. We got Chinese food, and then like a client ended up coming and everything. We're just sitting there eating Chinese food, but we like set it up kind of cute. We had like leftover fancy plates from a party there, and like these little champagne glasses, and we're just like being on.
We went on a friend date.
And we were wearing gym clothes, which was the best part. But it's those memories I cherish.
Yeah. I mean, it's just the simple things of just, I'm going to stop by after work and I'm just going to hang with you and just see you. Like, I'm not going to take your class, but I'm just going to see you. And then I ended up taking the class because you can't say no to Alba. She's not going to be okay with that. And then one thing that really stood out, I was like, okay, now it's like friendship at a different level, to me anyways, was you went out of your way to invite me to hang out with your friends. And we're like, oh, we're going to do a Bible study. We're going to like just come together, just girls. We're gonna read the word and we're gonna go get smoothies. I'm like, what? Yeah, I was like, all right, this is legit.
Because during that time, it was weird for me to have girlfriends. So like for whatever reason, when I opened the studio, I found support in females. Maybe I had like a guy or two like there for me that I can, you know, and they would come and help this and that, but it was different. Like with men, it would be like more like help, like actual like help. With the females, I would get that too, but it was more just like support. Like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Like, how is this for you? Like, and then that's where I found comfort, because like all these girls, they weren't friends. But then it was like just them being there for me, and the only chance for me to even spend time with people was really at the studio or close to it, because I was there 7 days a week. And then it just happened that way. So it was like super cool, because if I just kept them all separate like that, I feel like it would be like, it wouldn't be the same impact as now, like, you know Melanie, for example.
Yeah.
And I'm like, now we have memories together. So I feel like friendships are really just the accumulation of memories that you cherish.
I love that idea. Like, I remember like when Delacey and I first met, I was like super excited because we were friends, but like we never hung out in like groups of people. And then like when we finally had formed like this core group of friends, it was like you said, a lot more support. So I was so excited.
I wonder, like, how do you, in your lives, how have you been able to maintain these supportive friendships, the ones that are the real ones? Because let me tell you, it's not easy to find friends. At least for me, it was not easy, because I'm trying to hide in the corner of a gym and then people talking to me. So
She only got a Facebook that works.
I put the wrong name so nobody can find me.
She said that too. I'm like, oh my God, what type of life does this woman live? Like, what?
Yeah, I did say, I was like, no, you can't request me. I have to request you because you won't be able to.
Yeah, that was complicated. I was like, okay, she little VIP. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that question?
Well, how do you keep the real ones?
Honestly, I think it can be really hard because you can never really guarantee if someone's like, you know, gonna be there for you as a friend like all the time. You kind of have to like live in the moment and cherish like the memories you have, because it's weird, because I don't want to be like, you know, sometime we might switch on each other or something like that. Obviously, like, you know, never want that to happen, but like it's a possibility. And I think what you have to just look for is your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they're genuine, because that's a really important quality. Like, you know, we're people, we're human, we're gonna make mistakes, and not always, like, we're not gonna be the best of friends sometimes. Like, let's be real, we're gonna do something bad that one of us might not like, and we kind of just have to learn to forgive each other, depending on what it is, of course.
Yeah.
You know, if you kill someone, I might not be about that.
I mean, I don't know, girl. I'll get the shovel for you.
But, you know, like, you just have to learn to just be, I think, forgiving, and like learn to just grow together.
Yeah, that's true. I love, being genuine is so important. Like you said, having best interest at heart, like making sure that the people that you're friends with have that good intention. Like they don't want to hurt you. They want to support you, and it's mutual. I don't know. That's just what I find in a friendship. That support, that mutual love and energy, and being kids with them, being weird.
Yeah,
like, I know I can be super weird. Like, I know I can like be super weird, try to do a handstand and fail miserably, or like walk into the room like doing weird stuff, and then she'll just do it with me. Or like we would be at rock ensemble and she was on the floor, and then I would lay on the floor with her, and then people were like, what the hell are they doing?
We're just vibing, you know?
It's just fun.
You know, some people just connect differently. I think we all have different definitions of what a friend is to us, you know. I think one of the most important qualities of a friend is just being supportive. Yeah. You know, you don't connect, you're trash.
Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. It's not fun. And like the thing with friendships too is they're a type of relationship, and like it makes me so
and
sad.
they are challenging.
Yeah.
Because just like what you're saying is like if getting to the process of being able to say no, we can't be friends anymore, that is a lot. For me, it's been difficult to be able to recognize when a friend is not actually my friend, and to be like, I gotta cut this because it's now hurting me.
Yeah.
Some bridges are meant to be burnt.
I think it's definitely good to establish boundaries with your friends because, you know, it is a relationship and you have to know when to be like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, with your truest friends, I don't feel like there are boundaries.
Girl, there's boundaries.
No, like, is there? Because then there's like, you kind of just get it. Like, me being your friend, Amarilis, like every year I learn more about you and what's your yeses and what's your nos and like how we can kind of push each other and stuff like that. And then there's people I kind of know and like get kind of friends with, and yeah, there's definitely boundaries there, right? So I'm like, those aren't the friends I'm gonna call into in the morning when something goes down, and those aren't the friends that I'm gonna ask for help with this or confide with them in this. So those are boundaries that are more like safeguards for ourselves. Maybe trusted the wrong person, backfired. So now we know. So now we just have the select few, right? But with them, like, I don't look at Amarilis and be like, oh, I can't ask her that, or I can't tell her that, or I can't. She asked me to go to Georgia with her. I should be in Georgia with her right now. It's like, I wouldn't ask that of many people, you know, but like, I know me and her have that, you know? So I'm like, I don't know. I think that's kind of like something that could be talked about because like you two, you guys may have boundaries, but like, do you? I mean, I feel like you guys know each other well enough that you would kind of know.
There are some boundaries.
Yeah, of course.
Some boundaries. But
I think there's a difference though. Like I think there are boundaries in friendships, but I think when you have a good relationship or you know each other well, you don't have to keep reinforcing them. You don't have to keep repeating them because there's certain things that I know like is disrespectful. I know to like there's certain things that are private, and not that they're taboo. Is just that's your personal stuff and you share it when you want to share it. You know. So I think when I think of boundaries in that aspect of I know how to respect you and how to love you by respecting those boundaries. Because look, when Alba has a face and she changes her voice tone and she's like, no, I know, oof, we're gonna give her that space.
yeah, we
Are you not always like this?
yeah.
Oh, when she's like, no. And she gets mad serious and like doesn't no eye contact, it's over.
I think too, like you said, like not having to constantly reinforce the boundary what makes the friendship also pretty healthy because you just respect each other.
What challenges have you guys had in your friendship that you had to actually work through?
I feel like me and Gabi necessarily haven't had any issues so far. I mean, our friendship is so fresh.
And on Saturday, what?
We met last week.
Yeah, we met yesterday. But I think as a friend group, we've had issues with certain people where it's been like with boundaries, especially because like I feel like if someone constantly crosses a boundary, then it's kind of just disrespectful. Like in the like it's a relationship, and like you're disrespecting our like relationship as friends, and I don't know, it's weird because even though you've talked about it, it's like. What should I do? Like, should I let them keep like disrespecting me, you know, crossing the boundary, or like I don't know, it's hard to say when should I say goodbye to like a friend that's not good for
like
me.
we've had to have like friend breakups like in our friend group, if that makes any sense. So like us necessarily, we haven't really had like problems.
Not because we're homies.
Yeah, we're good. So that was
That was
bad.
bad.
Okay. But like we had each other to help each other through that because it was something we were both going through, and it was never like we like. It's interesting because people think that friend breakups is not as bad as like a breakup with your significant other, but in reality it can be. Like it can be just as bad if not sometimes worse depending on how close you are. Because it's like it feels like a death. It feels like grief. So like the fact that we had each other and we could like talk about whatever it is, it's so important to when you have to break up with a friend, knowing that you have a support group behind you is like so important. At least it was for me. And Delacey was there, and I was there for her, and we were cool. So
Delacey was talking about boundaries, and when somebody keeps breaking boundaries over and over and over, how do you know to move forward, to check them, to like, do I forgive them? What is going on? Because you also mentioned like forgiveness is an important part of friendship. So the thing is, I've had toxic friendships, and Gabi, you were talking about the breakup almost being as bad or even worse than a romantic relationship, and that can be a process of like it gets to a point, and I've had to learn, which is time, of how do I feel after I leave this person? When I'm hanging out with this person, how is my energy level? Do I feel better? Do I feel good? Do I feel energized? Do I feel hyped? Do I feel just like grateful? Or do I feel drained? Because that was a big indicator. Every time I would hang out with one of my ex-friends, it was draining. Like I just felt like it was an obligation. Like I needed to be there for some reason. And I was like, that's not feeding me. That's not really a helpful friendship. And it was the boundary crossing. And it was something so subtle as like not asking how you're doing. Of just like, it's just me, but never asking, hey, how are you doing? Or if something's important coming up in your life, or you're struggling with something important in your life, not having the support, oh, okay, but returning it back to them. That was one of the issues that I had in recognizing that's a poor boundary. Like it's not an equal relationship there.
mutual.
Yeah, it's one-sided.
I've had a similar situation with a past friend, and they would constantly drain my energy, and it would always be about them 24/7. But they were like, no, I don't talk about myself. You're the one who's wrong. Those type of friends are the worst friends, who just flip it on you. They can't take any type of like criticism. They're just like, nah, it's not me, it's you.
That's the toxicity of it. Because I've had lots of toxic relationships in the past, and what it comes down to is I always feel like I'm the one who messed up. And then it gets to a point where you realize that, no, I'm not in the wrong here. These are my boundaries. This is my life. This is how I feel. So even if that's not what's intentionally happening, my feelings are still hurt. So I do have a say in this. And then like it's the same thing with relationships. Like I'm always the one not in my relationship right now, but like in terms of a toxic relationship, if you're always apologizing and there's no change, like that's a red flag. That's like the biggest thing is.
And that's the thing. You could be in abusive friendships. We focus a lot on dating world, but you can be in abusive friendships, and being able to recognize, all right, these are red flags that we need to cut, and these are things that actually are workable. And I think of just like in our relationship, like me and Alba, being able to check each other, and there's not been a lot, but it's just like simple, small things of, I remember going to get our hair dyed, like earlier this year when we went to get our hair done, and but it was small things. It's not even small, but not a significant, but it's a clear boundary where I was like, all right, I can respect you for that. You were gonna go and you set up the stylist appointment, and I was like, yo, you didn't, like, we said we were gonna do it together. We were gonna go together, and you set it up without me. What the heck? And I was saying it playfully. Like legit, I was like, you're gonna do you. But there was a part of me that was disappointed, and I was like, no, I was just kidding. Like, why would you do that without me? But no, I'm cool. I was just kidding. And you would stop, and you're like, no, but you're not kidding. Like, no, that really hurt your feelings. So don't even say that. I'm like, oh. Like being able to correct me in the moment and being able to let me know. No, be honest when you're talking to me. Be honest and let me know when something does bother you.
Yeah. I'm not used to like doing stuff with girls. So that was actually my first time going to like a hair appointment with a girl. So it's like, it's not nature to me, but me and her we talked about it like a year ago to do our hair, like maybe like 8 months ago, but it slipped my mind, of course. So when I was like, I'm just going to do it. It was one of those impulsive things. And then I told Amma about it. And then it's like, why you invite me? But we did end up doing it together, which was great. It was awesome. That's why we look like twins right now.
I know, we have the same hair.
So cute.
But yeah, there's truth in every joke. Like even with friendships, like I feel that so strongly. Like especially when we play around with each other, that's when we have to check ourselves. Like, wait, it's easy. It's quick to get hurt because it's like you only have like X amount of friends, so it's like when one of them slightly let you down, then it's like typically just eat it or like play your way around it, you know. But then it's like it's hard to release it, you know. So
it's crazy because like you mentioned, it's hard for you to have female friendships, right? Like you're not used to having female friends. Why is that?
I got a lot of guy friends. Now I just have like a select few of guy friends that I count on as actual friends. But like I just had like Antonia was like the only female friend I really had.
How come?
I guess it was just easier that way. I don't know. I guess I just went through stuff too in like middle school and stuff with female friends that turned me off to the idea of it. And then come high school, I jumped high schools and I went through a lot of like emotional things. So I didn't really have close friends at all. Like Antonia was my only friend. Like I kept jumping between schools because I had got anxiety from being in school. And then, I don't know, it was easier to just have guy friends because then they're just like fun and playful. And like, even when I did spoken word, it was guy friends. When I braked, it was guy friends. Like, it's always been that way. It's just easier. I don't know. And then now as an adult, I'm seeing myself starting to have female friends. And that's where I find my strength. That's where I find my anchorage. And it's cool because it's like, oh, shoot, there's women who are like me. There's women who are just very chill, very playful. Like, they can be super serious and passionate about something, but at the same time, they can be a total idiot. And I'm like, oh, crap, like, there's cool ass girls around. So that's what I'm like getting to experience now.
I agree. It's always been the same thing with me. I've always had more guy friends than girlfriends because of the same thing. But also we have a big family and like I have a lot of guy cousins and I grew up in a generation with just mainly guy cousins. So like whenever I make friends, oh, they're like my cousins or whatever. And kind of like befriend them that way. But then recently I started making a lot of girlfriends, which I'm so happy about. So nice. It's so nice. I can talk to you about stuff, like girl stuff. I don't know. It's just a lot. It's just a lot more different. And
I feel like our dark humor is different too as females. We get to make a lot of bad jokes, but only women get, and men are like, what? I know it's a little bit of a side note, but Delacey, have you found like friendship in guys as well, like in your past?
It's really weird because I feel like I'm able to make friends with a lot of people, and I feel like I've always been kind of like, you know, make friends easily. But I don't know, as growing up, it got weird because with guys, like you would think that they'd want to be your friend, but it's like all they want to do is get with you or like, you know, flirt with you. And sometimes because they're like, wow, they seem so cool. And, you know, meeting Oso and like all your cousins, there's kind of like a breath of fresh air because I'm like, they don't want to jump me. Like I can actually have a genuine connection with dudes and it not be like sexual because that's like, you know, I'm a normal human being and I want connections with, you know, different genders and it doesn't have to be, you know, like, let's hook up. Like, no, like, let's like, have a conversation about whatever.
Yeah. That goes back to like then people having to cross your boundaries constantly.
Yes.
That's awful.
I have very close guy friends. Like I have three that are like ride or die. Like I can tell them anything. Like how Amma is. Like she sees my face and she knows what I'm experiencing internally. And that's important to me because like I'm very emotional. Since middle school, my teacher told me I wore my emotions on my sleeve. And obviously as an adult, I haven't been much better about that. Oh well. But yeah, like 3 strong guys and it's like it's that brotherly love. Like if they ever had a crush on me, like now we're like solidified as friends. I'm like, okay, cool. Like we're mature enough to accept that, own it, and move on from it. And I feel like it's important to have too because not just for the female, but the male. I think it's so important for guys to have respectable female relationships because it will help them respect female. Okay. Especially if they don't have sisters, you know? So I think that's important what you said, Delacey. It's like you just try to have friends with like both genders, like not just female or male, because you want that roundness of it. So that's really smart.
Knowing how important friendships are, because growing up, 1, I had social anxiety. 2, grew up in a large family where we had a lot of cousins. So the message was, you don't need friends. You got family for that. Like you don't, and a big part of my life, I didn't need friends because we had family and there was a lot of us. So my family was my friends, and not knowing the importance of friendship until I became an adult, and recognizing having different perspectives, having different people who can just relate to you and understand. And really help be catalysts to who you are and motivate you and push you. And honestly, one of the things with you too is being able to correct me when I'm hurting me.
Which you do a lot, dog.
I know, but it's just like being able, we're talking about boundaries, but being able to, like, when you are a true friend, being able to know when your friend is not doing right for themselves. Which is why I'm like, Alba, did you eat? No. Having ice cream is not ice cream is not a meal, bro. You need to eat.
It's not a meal.
Wait, did you sleep though? No, you need to tell that client no.
Yeah, you would be on time. And it sounds dumb, but it's like, she's right. Like, how can I care for other people and if I don't take care? She knows. So it's like, even just that physical part of like, are you okay? Then that's crazy. Yeah, I remember that.
That makes me think about when we were in rock ensemble that one time and I had an anxiety attack and then I ran out in the middle of, I was supposed to be singing and then like I had an anxiety attack back when it was really bad and I wasn't even taking any meds or anything. And I had like freaked out. It was in the middle of class and I just ran out of the thing and I just cried and I was like, I ran out of the literal building and I don't know how I got there and I was just like sitting on the sidewalk crying and you came. I wasn't expecting that. Like I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting anyone to come. Like I was just like, my body threw me outside and you were like,
wow.
Hey. And you gave me this good pep talk and you were listening to me and you were like this and then like you looked like you were gonna cry but like in a good way and then you were gonna make me cry in a good way. This is going together. It was so nice.
It was just really important to me that you knew that like, you know, everything was gonna be okay. Like I knew like at that time like it was very stressful, but like, you know, I wanted to be there for you in any shape possible. And I forget what it was about, but you know, I was like, Gabby's a strong girl, and like, you know, all she just needs is some reassurance to know that like she is a badass.
You
She
too.
can do anything you want to do.
You too. But yeah, like, and same to you. Like, whenever you get sad or down about yourself, I just get mad. But like I get it because I can't. I'm not mad at you. I hope you know that when I get frustrated, I'm just like, because I want you to see what I see and like all the potential and all of like not even the potential, like what you are, because you're so good at singing. You're so good at being a friend. Just you're gorgeous. You already know that. But like, oh yeah,
this queen right here.
Whenever you call yourself a potato or ugly or you say you're just gross, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I get mad. But anyway, yeah, friendships are important because they help you see the nice, like, I don't know, they help you see yourself as a friend, if that makes sense. Because I've always thought that positive self-talk is important to be like, yo, you suck, whatever. And I used to talk to myself like that. But then the more I became friends with other people and like they started saying like these like certain attributes that they found nice in me, I start to believe it and I start to see that in myself. And I also like pick out the things I love about you or the things I love about also or the things I love about Amarilis and now Alba. Like I start seeing that and then they say, oh, but you're X, Y, and Z. And then I start to see that in myself.
When you're talking about this, it's you hear that quote or you hear that saying of you're a reflection of the 5 people who you spend the most time with. And there was a song somebody was singing. I don't know what the song is, but it's one of the phrases in the song that stood out to me was like, let my friends speak for me. You know, like let my friends speak for me. And it really like made me think. I was like, what would my friends say? How is my person reflected in the people that I choose to surround myself with? And when I was able to really reflect on that, I was like, because there was times in my life where I would be with groups of people or certain friends, and I didn't want people to see me as them. I didn't want to have the same reputation or the same. I was like, that's not me. I'm hanging with them because they're cool, but there's a lot of things that I disagree with, and they don't have their correct viewpoint. And being able to kind of switch that and shift that and recognize who I spend time with is a reflection of how I see myself, just like you were saying. If I am with people who are supportive and caring and uplifting and empowering and who are honest, I will become more of that, because that's what I'm surrounded with, and that's what I'm feeding myself, and that is the group of people who will also hold me accountable to the same standards. And recognizing that's what friendships do, and the importance of that in helping me be a better professional, and helping me be a better daughter, and helping me be a better partner when I'm in relationships. It comes down to who I'm surrounding myself with, who my friends are, and what they breathe into me.
My heart is so full.
You know what? And like thinking about too, there's different friends for different things. Like there's the hangout friends that I can go out and hang out with, and it's always fun. And then there's like my serious talk friends who is just like, they're good listeners and be able to support me. The like friends that I've had since like I was younger, who just, you know, known my life, and maybe like our life has brought us to be separate. Maybe I don't talk to you for like a year or so, but then we come back and it's like the same, we just pick up where we left off. So there's so many different types of friends, and all of them are so necessary.
That's actually interesting, because that makes me think of, I know I talk about Aristotle a lot, but he had the 3 main friendships that he separated them into friends of utility, friends of pleasure, and friends of goodness. So then the people that would be like friends of utility, that would be like, so let's say you can help each other out with homework. That's like your more of like acquaintances. Those are your friends of utility. So those are more of your acquaintances and like work friends. Then you have friends of pleasure, which is actually what most people have. Like most people who have friends are they're mainly just friends of pleasure. People you like hanging out with, people you really enjoy spending time around. But you're not necessarily gaining knowledge or any type of like ethical goodness from them. So they're friends you just go to the club with, and then you say goodbye, and then you don't really.
And that's important to have.
Yeah, it's so important. Yeah, exactly. So like you can't just have one type of friend. These are all important, and there's nothing wrong with having a friend of pleasure or having a friend of utility, because we all do. And then then he said friend of goodness, or I forgot exactly the name of it. But they're the friends that we have when, like, the friends that help you become the better version of yourself.
Or help you finish your sentences.
Yes, or help you finish. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. But yes, yes. So those are like your best friends. But like, of course, that's like relative. Your closest circle of friends that you can just be like, oh, this is my life story. And then they'll tell you their life story, and then they're like, hey, like they keep you in check, like you said, or like they help you out when you're in need. And I think that at one point you can go through all of them until you get to that point. At least that's my theory, because like you can meet someone like in rock ensemble, and then that can turn into, oh, let's hang out, and then eventually we're crying together.
Yeah.
So. And you develop the intimacy, the emotional intimacy, and really get to know each other fully. And you can graduate to different levels. And I also think about the struggles when we have friendships that are maybe utility friendships, where we have a task and then we're upset with them because they're not my goodness friends. They're not acting like a goodness friends. And sometimes my utility friends are my utility friends, and I can't force them to be something that they're not. I can't force my friend to be a utility, my friend that is the fun friend. What is it? The pleasure friend? I can't force that person to be a utility friend. I have to recognize that maybe they just have different talents and different skills and different reasons for being in my life. So.
Yeah, that's true.
So you did say that like, there's different levels to like, you know, friendship. When do you know like you're best friends with someone? Like when do you, like, because obviously I feel like sometimes you don't even have to say, wait, I think we're best friends. You can never bring it up. It just sort of happens. Like, best friends.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
We're just the best.
It's kind of like, okay, so do you know, okay, I know that like when you're in a relationship, like someone eventually, you guys both have to establish that you guys are boyfriend and girlfriend. But I feel like when you're friends with someone, or best friends with someone, it's kind of like one day someone's like, oh yeah, this is my best friend, and then the other person's like, either it's like, what? Or like, I don't know.
Okay.
Or oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I think it's different though. I don't know.
I think it's when you like I think before it was like the person you just spent all your days with, right? So it's like middle school, high school is easy to like spend all your time with like the same exact person or group or whatever. But as an adult, I think it's more like, who do you call? Or like, who do you like spill your guts to?
Ghostbusters.
Who provokes that out of you? Yeah. Like, because it's not even like, oh, let me call this person and tell them all my problems. It's more like, oh, I'm talking to this person. Oh, they're asking the right questions. Oh my God, why am I crying? How long has this been?
Why am I crying?
Yeah, so I think it's just that. Like, I think when you get to an adult, a best friend for this, and you have like a best friend for that. So like, depending the area in your life or the stage of your life. So it's a little bit different because at least I consider her a best friend, you know, even though we see each other maybe not as frequently, and not as frequently or anything like that. But it's like, when we do, I feel like it's special. Like, we're either super dumb or it's super peaceful what we're doing, or super crazy or like super something, you know?
Or all of it.
That's a great
All of
question
it.
though, because I don't know as an adult how you get to that point.
I was
I know
thinking
when
that
you're
too.
younger it's easy, but as an adult it's kind of just like lunch.
Check yes if you're my best friend.
Good old days.
Oh.
You guys are so awesome. I appreciate you guys showing up and like helping your homies and coming onto this podcast because we asked you to, and you were like, yeah, let's do it. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate your friendships and your stories. What is one thing that you are grateful for?
You and me moving at the speed of light. Eternity. No, you know what I'm grateful for? Having a friend that you are able to see them hit their goals that were once dreams. So like, I didn't even know you're a yoga instructor until like we hung out at the vineyard, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's great. And it's like amazing.
Remember we talked about that like last year, like
We
the
talked about it
beginning of last year, like when we did our January intentions.
Yes. And like, you just get to see those things, like, it just happen so fluidly. And I'm like, that's cool, because then, you know, like, was a dreamer but not a doer, that would be so demotivating, and I wouldn't really be pushed to do anything. But when you're with a friend like Amarilis, it's like, oh snap, like she did it. Okay, what did I say that I was gonna do that I'm gonna do, so we can have similar conversations about, yeah girl, I did it too, you too, okay, that's cool. But yeah, I'm grateful to just have that push and that drive, because I feel like you need it. Like, we act like we don't need anybody, we act like we're independent, and we act like we can do it on our own, which you can, but it's tiring and it burns you out, and it's just
And you're
not
not
as
supposed to.
Yeah, I'm grateful to get that from you, you know. So thank you, girl.
I'm gonna have to charge you for it, bro.
Well, you're a therapist, technically you could. Or you're a coach, a wellness coach.
Oh man, no, it's funny that it's so interesting, legit, to have this conversation, because all the things that I love and respect and admire about you, I didn't know. You know, like, I don't see myself in that way. I don't see that in me, and I'm just like, that's what honestly attracts me to you as a friend, of the values, the being able to be persistent and still rooted in what's important to you, and that drive, and that just making
Stubbornness, right? That's one of them.
a little bit, you know, like when you're on
You
a
have to be
ladder.
kind of stubborn to have a drive, because then people are like, I'm
Yes.
like, why are you getting yoga certified during COVID? You're like, yo, let me do my thing.
Yeah, just be like, just sit down. It's not about you. It's about me right now.
What are you guys grateful for?
That I got the opportunity to meet you, you know, coming into school, because you people may not believe it, but Gabby's older than me. I'm baby, I'm 19 years old. You're not that much older, you're like 22, right?
Yeah.
Scared to meet people, and then we met and we connected right off the bat. Honestly, I just have this, I believe that like people meet for a reason, like things happen for a reason,
Yeah.
and I feel like you're meant to be a part of my whole like story. Obviously, I'm a story. The world doesn't revolve around me, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you're meant to be part of like my life, or part of my growing process. Like, you're gonna help me with something, and you know, so I'm really grateful that, you know, our souls got to just combine, and we got to just meet.
Yeah,
and
of course. I'm so happy. Even the times when we're crying, even the times when we're complaining and ranting about things and screaming in my kitchen or in Juanchi's room, I'm just so happy to have you in my life. I'm very grateful for that. Sorry, I have this salad in my hands and I'm going to put it down because I'm not eating it right now. But yes, I'm grateful.
They're supposed to hold my hand, like it's supposed to be.
You guys are too cute. I am grateful for for just being able to have friends, and to have loving friends, supportive friends, honest friends who will push me and who will consume me and check me. I am so grateful that Alba reached out and was like, "Hey girl, I see you." And we were able to reconnect years later. It's crazy to just see how your life can change just with the right people around you. Wait. Put a plug for your studio.
Oh yeah, HUH. So like, huh? And then OHO Studios. Follow us. You can find me at B Girl Alba.
I'm on Instagram at that girl Delacey. Delacey is spelled DELACEY. Find me there. Facebook's a family account, so you can't find me there. I'm on Twitter. My Twitter account handle is at Mooncrust. Don't ask me, I was 12. I mean, but that's where you can find me there. My music account is Delacey_music. There's gonna be music out there. Some music with this lovely, talented being, and I'm excited to put it out there. You know, so give me a follow, and you'll see some spicy content.
Spicy.
So I'm grateful and I appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the people who joined us and listening to our craziness and our ranting. Hey, follow us on Instagram, Facebook, like, subscribe if you appreciated this episode. When you share, you subscribe, you like, you are supporting in the most easiest way, and helping somebody else maybe find and share this podcast as well. We are so glad that you guys are here.
And we are here with you.
Bye.